What's up, YouTube? It's Custom K here with KKRC once again. Got the Wraith up on the table. It's been a busy week here for me. Had some good things happen and also some bad things. Guess I'll start with the bad. Had an issue with the trail finder yesterday. I plugged it in to go trailing. Was going to be going to a G6 event, a scaled G6 event. I was going to be running that vehicle. Plugged it in yesterday and pretty much definitely fried the ESC, possibly the winch controller as well, because it was hooked up directly to the battery leads. I'm not sure yet. I haven't pinpointed it down to either a faulty battery or myself plugging in the leads in wrong. I was using this exact battery here, which is one of the batteries where you plug the leads in yourself. They detach with a bullet connector, and it's why I say I don't know if it's from me plugging the leads in wrong or from a faulty battery. Is because when it happened and I saw it happen, I yanked this thing out so fast that I wasn't able to see if I plugged it in wrong. I always double, triple check the plus and the minus before I plug these in. So I don't know if it was self-inflicted or not. Like I said, I pulled that wire out so I didn't get to see how it was plugged in. And also is why I'm not sure if it was a faulty battery or not, was because I took the risk of plugging it back up into the leads and plugging it into my Wraith to see if it, for one, did the same thing, for two, if it worked, or for three, which is what ended up happening, was it didn't do anything at all. No smoke, no heat, no frying my ESC in this guy, but it also didn't cut on either. So I'm not sure, like I said, if it was a faulty battery or if it was indeed me plugging the leads in wrong. Another reason is why I point more towards a faulty battery was because my EXO that I have down under the table here, it's been out of commission for a while now, and it did a very similar thing running off this battery pack. It was acting funny one day, cutting in and out on me. Well, when I went over to look at it, it wasn't up in smoke or anything, but the battery leads and the leads going into the ESC, as well as the ESC and the motor, were both smoking hot. I couldn't even touch them, put my hand on them. So I don't know, to be honest with you, but I'm just going to take the loss and chunk this battery because I don't want to cause any more damage. Or even if this battery is okay, I'm not sure. I don't want to take the risk. I did fry somewhat of an expensive ESC. It's by no means the top of the market out there, but it also wasn't, your standard Axial AE2 ESC either. It was a Sidewinder SV3, so like I said, nothing too crazy, but it wasn't something cheap either. Is what really bums me out the most is I've only ran that trail finder maybe a total of 4 times. So it was a real bummer, and it is still under warranty, but I soldered the battery leads on the battery leads coming off of the ESC. I soldered my winch power wires directly into those, like splice them into it. So I'm thinking that might have voided my warranty. I don't know. If any of you guys out there do know and you could help me or give me the answer to that, that would be great and very much appreciated. I am going to try to call Castle tomorrow and see it's worth a shot just to see if they can do anything for me. But it's a real bummer. I'm not going to be able to go to the G6 event now, and also my brand new Shelf Queen trail truck that I've been in love with and infatuated with over these past few months is now sitting on jack stands. So, real bummer. But on to the Wraith here, what this video is actually about. I wanted to discuss with you guys what I'm doing here. I did get some links in, which I got these in a while ago, and I actually had an issue with them. 2 of the links which are over here. I put them up, which I'm not sure if the guy wants me to send these back yet or not. But 2 of the links out of this brand new kit were defective. One of the links had a piece of plastic stuck in the hole, in the threads. I'll try to get it on camera here for you. And no, it is not a grub screw broke off in there. Even though that is what it's going to look like to you guys on camera, it is some sort of plastic. It's a soft material. You can poke it with a knife and tell that it is some sort of plastic. But if you look on that hole there, and then I flip it over for you, you can clearly see that something is broke off in there. Or not broke off in there, it's just some sort of manufactured defect. I'm not sure. And then with this link here, the bent link, the threads weren't threaded all the way through. So I have a grub screw screwed in properly on one side, and then it would barely screw in on the other side, and it just wasn't going to work. So I talked to the guy, called him up. You know, of course, at first he did have some questions. He wanted to make sure that it wasn't something that I caused, which it wasn't. And he was able to fix the item for me, or get me 2 new links sent out to me real quick. He priority shipped them to me because he knew I had a competition coming up. Really great customer service. I'll go ahead and show you his stickers here and his website. It's thetoys.com. Toys Team Racing, just an eBay store. You know, being how the customer service that I dealt with him with these links, I will definitely be buying products from him in the future, just because he was so quick to help me. He paid for the priority shipping to ship me some new links out, and he trusted the fact that it was in fact the manufacturer defect and not something that I caused, which I really appreciate that. You know, trust is really important to me. So I've got the links here now. I've got them all put together. So what I'm going to be doing is it looks like I am going to be able to make it out to an event this Sunday, not this Saturday, because I have something coming up, which is another reason why I wasn't going to be able to go to G6. But I am going to be able to make it out to an event Sunday, so I'm prepping the Wraith here for that and getting it ready, and I just wanted to discuss with you guys the other things going on in the studio. So I've got one of the panels taken off here of the Wraith. While I have it off, I figured I'd show you guys the aluminum panels that I made a while back, which there is videos on that if you want to go check that out. These panels I got, or the wrap or the stickers, the decals that I got on this Wraith came from Freaky Skins or freakskins.com, FREQESKINZ.com, I believe. I can't see it because the screw's going right through his logo there. But if you Google, you'll be able to find them. Another great company with great customer service. I highly recommend them. Which brings me to my next thing. The Yeti is coming out. It's going to be in my studio real soon, so look forward to seeing that. And I've got him drawing up a custom skin for me that's going to have some of my logos, my YouTube channel logo, the crawler group that I'm in. I'm going to throw their logo on there, and I've basically just sent him over the logos, and I'm going to let him design something up for me and let his imagination do the work. He does great work, and I'm sure anything that he makes for me I'm going to like. So that's another thing to look out for, which is another reason why I had this Wraith tore apart. Aside from putting on these links, and is why I'm taking off these panels here, I'm basically trying to gain access to the shocks, and really the whole drivetrain here. So I'm going to drop the chassis, take off these stock links to replace these links, as well as the shocks, and I'm basically going to pull off this whole cage here, so I have access to the whole undercarriage drivetrain. I'm going to put on the links. Also, as I said before and showed before, I have those bearings that I've yet to put in. This thing needs new bearings very bad, so I'm going to put the new bearings in this thing while I've got it taken apart. Marine greasy axles, because I'm sure it probably needs to be done again, and just little maintenance things like that. Another thing, though, is over here on Woody, we've got the OMF scale wheels, and you know, I love this machine. I picked this up from one of my friends, one of the guys I crawl with, and this thing is truly a beast. It's got a Mama Max Pro in it, Tekin Redline 10.5 turn, the OMF 2.2s, great rig, but for SCX10, I kind of wanted to go back towards the scale look, to kind of run with the Trail Finder and just be a little bit more realistic. And you know, if this thing had like a Chevy pickup body on it, or a Blazer, or you know, Bronco, something like that, the 2.2s I feel like would be more fitting for it. But for a Jeep, it just seems too big and too monster truckish for me. So I'm gonna I've got some new rims and shocks coming in for this guy. I'm basically gonna bump him back down to stock. I am gonna keep the electronics and all that in there, but I'm gonna throw just some stock Axial 1.9 beadlock wheels, just like these, but 1.9s, back onto this guy. And I'm also gonna pick up some of the Icon aluminum shocks that come with the kit version of the SCX10. I really like those shocks. I think they look scale. They're good performing shocks, and they're not too expensive, which is the main reason why I wanted to get them, just to hold me over until I can upgrade in the future. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be taking these wheels and swapping them over to the Wraith. I feel like the red and the black will, the red more so, will go good with the Redbull scheme, and it'll just fit the part a little more. I think these black wheels look absolutely sick on the Wraith, and I wish I could run them both, but I have to pick one. So I really do want to bring this back down to 1.9, so I'm going to throw these wheels and these foams and tires onto this rig, as well as the shocks, because I am running stock shocks on the Wraith, which they have performed great for me, but I do want to upgrade. I really want to get the King shocks with the piggybacks, but for now, these G-Made Zero shocks are going to work just fine for me. So I'm going to throw these shocks and tires onto the Wraith in preparation for the 1.9s and the Icon shocks coming in for the SCX10. And then I'll be left over with these wheels here, which are black. These are going to be going on the Yeti when I get it in. Basically, I'm going with, as I mentioned earlier, I got Freaky Skins designing me up a wrap for the Yeti. My logo on YouTube and stuff has been a black-green theme, so I'm going to stick with that on the Yeti, and I think that these black wheels will really fit the part with that color scheme. So I think these will look just as good on the Yeti as they do on the Wraith. So I'm going to get to it and start taking this cage off and dropping the chassis. This will be the first time that I've opened up these axles and pulled out the bearings and things since I've owned this Wraith, which has been about 2 years. So I'm really kind of intrigued to see what it's going to look like in there. So I'm going to get to that. If I come along anything along the way that I think might be interesting, you know, I'll throw it on the video and show you guys. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going through it and get this thing together in preparation for this weekend. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's all done. So, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more scale videos to see this thing out on the trail. And with any luck, I'll see you out there. Thanks for watching.